Okay, second graders, this is your reading writing companion work, pages 34 and 35 for Monday. This week we are going to read a realistic fiction story about the rights and responsibilities of being a good citizen. Look at the picture here of these two girls. The essential question says, what do good citizens do? Citizens have rights. Rights are things that they are allowed to do. Citizens also have responsibilities. Responsibilities are things they are expected to do as part of your community. So, children have the right to go to school. These girls have the right to make money for the playground. Children have a responsibility to take care of their neighborhood. So think about, what rights do you have? What responsibilities do you have? How can you be a good citizen? We're going to watch the video and do a little read aloud before we do the diagram on page 35, where we are going to answer the question, what do good citizens do?
What do good citizens do? There are many ways to be a good citizen. These good citizens are selling lemonade to raise money for their town's animal shelter. Good citizens help others. These children are collecting food for a food drive at their school. The food will help hungry people in their community. Good citizens also take their rights and responsibilities seriously. Voting is one right citizens have. These people are taking their right to vote seriously. They are good citizens too. A colorful problem. What do good citizens do? How do good citizens work together to solve problems? I was so excited. Last Saturday, my friends Rita, Kevin, Bella, and I volunteered to work on a fun project. We were all set to paint a mural in the main room of our community center. It's a place where kids can take classes and parents can bring their babies. Everybody can go to the movies there too. We all love our community center. Since it can get rainy and gray in our town, we wanted to bring some color to the center. Mr. Garcia, our art teacher, was in charge of the project. After he asked us for ideas, he outlined the picture. We would fill it in with paint. We told him to draw the sun, grass, flowers, trees, rabbits, and birds. We wanted to bring the outdoors inside. It was hard to stay calm when we saw his beautiful drawing. After Mr. Garcia was finished, we got ready to paint. We had smocks to cover our clothes. Mr. Garcia brought cloths to protect the floor. He brought paintbrushes and cans of paint. The paint was left over from other projects at the community center, but it looked like we had plenty. There were lots of cans of paint. I want to paint the rabbits brown, Rita said. They'll look like the ones that are always stealing lettuce from the garden outside. I want to paint the roses red, I said. Red roses are the most beautiful. I want to paint the birds bright blue, Bella said. Bluebirds are the prettiest. I want to paint the grass green, Kevin said. It will make the whole room feel like a garden. All of a sudden, I noticed that Mr. Garcia had a look of concern. Uh-oh, he said. I don't think we have any green paint. We also don't have any extra money to buy paint for this project. Oh no, Kevin said. How can we make it look like a garden if we don't have green to paint the grass? We all felt bad. We knew we would need green for trees and flowers too. Suddenly, I got an idea. Mr. Garcia, we have blue and yellow paint here, right? He looked up at me and smiled. Wait a minute. I think I know where you're going with this, he said excitedly. I offered my solution to the problem. No need to worry, everybody, I said. We can mix blue and yellow paint to make green paint. Wait, will that work? Asked Rita. I'm afraid that will just make a muddy color. No, it will definitely work, Mr. Garcia said. We're going to make our own green paint. But will we have enough blue paint left so that I can paint my bluebird? Bella asked. And we need yellow for the sun, Rita pointed out. I think we'll have enough, Mr. Garcia said. It looks like there are several cans of blue and yellow paint here. Then we can have green grass. We can have green leaves on the trees and green stems on the flowers too, said Kevin. Hooray! Rita and Bella said. Let's get started now. Mr. Garcia carefully mixed the blue and yellow paint. When he stirred it with an old ruler, it made a beautiful bright green. Finally, we had everything we needed. Bella, Rita, Kevin, and I worked for hours. Mr. Garcia supervised us while we worked. He mixed more green paint when we needed it, and he made sure we didn't waste too much paint. He also painted the high parts of the wall where we couldn't reach. We were all exhausted by the end of the day. After all that work, we were so proud of our mural. The room never looked better. We were also so proud of how we had treated each other's ideas with respect and fairness during the whole process. The director of the community center even gave us fresh berries. She had picked them from the garden in the back of the center. It was a good day's work, and I learned something important. Sometimes, when you have a problem, you just have to mix things up.
Okay, so now we are going to add some things to page 35 of our Reading Writing Companion. A citizen shows responsibility by keeping the neighborhood clean. A citizen has rights, such as the right to go to school. How can you be a good citizen? So we're going to write some ideas here on our web diagram. So you might say, keep the community clean, picking up litter. You might say, being fair, being kind, being nice. Another one might be following the rules. And maybe even helping others. Voting would be another one that you could do that you might have got from the video. And being a problem solver, like our read aloud. She solved her problem and mixed up the paint. So add 4 ideas of ways that you can be a good citizen.